1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Did you know just sitting here right now, you're doing something absolutely remarkable? Well, your cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, yes, we just leveled up those biological levels of organization, they're all working towards something called homeostasis. It's a state of balance. Yes, homeostasis means many things in your body. For example, that your blood stays within a certain pH level range. It means that your blood glucose remains within a certain range. It means your internal body temperature stays within a certain range. See, we've mentioned the major body systems before and that they work together. And today we're going to talk about how they work together using something called positive and negative feedback, and also how this relates to homeostasis. So many years ago, I had a pet bearded dragon. Her name was Debbie, and she was the best lizard ever. Debbie used to sit on our couch with me when I'd watch TV, and she loved to have her chin scratched. I even got her a bearded dragon leash so I could take her outside. Yeah, they make those. Anyway, Debbie loved her heat lamp. She would sit under the heat lamp on her rock, and when she got too hot, she would get off her rock and out of the heat lamp range and go somewhere else. She had a huge enclosure, too, because I wanted Debbie to be a happy lizard so she could find an ideal temperature. Well, why all this talk about Debbie? Well, Debbie is an example of an animal that some people refer to as cold-blooded, or a fancier term, ectotherm. We actually like the fancier term a bit better, though, because her blood isn't necessarily cold. Her body temperature can fluctuate with the environment. But not you. You are warm-blooded, or the fancier term, an endotherm. Your body works hard to keep the internal temperature it keeps. It's also a beautiful example of something called negative feedback. Before we define it, let us show you this example. Say you're in an environment that is very hot, like being outside in the Texas summer heat. That's typically hot. Thanks to nerves which can act as sensors, the brain notices this. It will send signals to counteract this variable. Sweat glands do what they do best: sweat. Heat is lost as that sweat evaporates off your skin. You may have some red...
Now, what in the Feast of Samhain does this have to do with relationships? Well, homeostasis is a space of balance, right? And yes, homeostasis deals with the sympathetic nervous system as well as the parasympathetic nervous system, right? And the parasympathetic nervous system is the one that is responsible for returning us to homeostasis. The sympathetic nervous system gets us ready for fight or flight, right? Heightens our awareness, heightens our senses, because we have to save our lives, right? That's a stress state to be in. Now, after you've come out of that, your body knows to shift into the parasympathetic nervous system in order to bring all of your organs, your blood, and everything back into what is known as homeostasis. Tonight's topic, the voice of reason back in the building. From fight or flight to relationship bliss. Unraveling the sympathetic and parasympathetic dance. Relationship homeostasis, a deeper look at how to reestablish peace in intimate relationships after prolonged, stressful situations. Now, you've heard people say it. Let me just say this. The radio is my space. Well, the radio and the cigar lounge. Those are my spaces for homeostasis, right? Everywhere else, sympathetic nervous system is popping. You under dig? But when I get on the radio, I get to, relax and, I'm doing what I love to do. I think I'm doing what I'm called to do. And tonight's topic, you've heard Big Mama and them say relationship is work. And I think a lot of people, especially nowadays in today's society, are starting to push back on that. I've given my take on it. I don't say relationship is work. It only becomes work. It only becomes stressful when we're looking at our partner to be and do things that we ourselves are not willing to do. I've always said relationships are really self-work. It's not the work of your partner. Why? Because your partner is on their own personal journey, and you are not responsible for their timeline with regards to what they understand, and how they heal. We could be together, but we grow at different rates. Now, what's interesting about tonight's topic, Dr. Marielle Bouquet. Now, let me just say this. Ever since she was on Tavis Smiley's show, I went and bought her book. I read the whole thing. I think I read it twice now. And she said something that was quite profound. Chronic illness is connected to generational stress. Now, remember, in her book, she also said, hey, if we just take 7 generations, that adds up to 253 different generational narratives that we're all carrying within us. Yikes! So if we're in a perpetual state of stress, it kind of makes sense why relationships might be transactional, because people are running away from difficulty and running towards what they perceive to be some type of peace, some type of homeostasis. I've got questions. How does the dance between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system mirror the dynamics of relationship homeostasis after experiencing intense stress in love? 1-800-920-1580. Cortisol addicts. Listen, if you haven't healed, just like Rosenberg in his Human Magnet book, he said, you know what attraction really is? Oh no, Dr. C said this. He said, you know what attraction really is? My wound, seeing your wound, and wanting to hook up. The wounds are hooking up. The wounds are saying, wow, you're a baddie. He said, that's what attraction is. So if you take what Marielle Bouquet says, chronic illness is connected to generational stress, the only way to deal with that is to go inside, right? There has to be a self-healing that is important. Can the transition from the heightened state of fight or flight to the peaceful state of homeostasis in relationship be compared to the delicate dance of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems? In what ways do relationships strive to find equilibrium between the heightened stress response of the day, of life be lifing, right? And the return to optimal functioning, akin to the interplay of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems? How does the process of recalibrating relationship dynamics after intense stress parallel the restoration of balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems? Let me just explain something to you right now. You heard me say it before. Many people are in search of quiet. They don't know how to achieve peace. See, peace is cool in the storm. See, peace don't care where it's at. Peace is cool in poverty. Peace is cool in disappointment. Peace is cool in dissatisfaction. Peace is cool in upset. See, quiet is easier to attain than peace. See, peace ain't afraid of anything. Peace is not worried about changing anything. See, peace don't want to change nothing else. Peace is not worried about saying, you know what, this situation need to be different. No. Do you see? Quiet is doing that. And as I explained to you before, quiet is a type of escaping. Oh, this is a mess over here. Let me leave and go over here. Listen, wherever you leave, don't you know you packing? Every time you travel, you packing. You know why you packing? Because you taking you with you. And anything you haven't unpacked gets a free trip to wherever you're about to go. I don't know. Listen to me this evening. You're taking the sympathetic nervous system response to the new situation. Quiet is about escapism. I don't like this. This ain't right. Oh, this ain't good. This ain't that. It ain't po to be like that. Yeah, I said po to. If Barry White can say it, I'ma say it. That's what a man is supposed to do. Listen, let me tell you something about peace. Peace is stillness. See, when Jesus told the waters, peace be still, he did that for the disciples. But what you don't recognize, right? If you go back and you read that scripture, everybody was in chaos because of the storm. Do you know who was at peace in the storm? What was Jesus doing down in the bowels of the boat? What was he doing? While the storm was going on, what was Jesus doing? Sleep. He was at peace. It's a whole storm going on, and Jesus is asleep. This is just, I'm not a religious person, but I know the stories here. Jesus was napping while everybody else was panicking. Jesus quieted the waters in order for the disciples and everybody else, the crew, to be calm. Jesus was already in peace. Even though there was a full storm raging, oh God, y'all done ruined. I was dreaming about my father. I was dreaming about the angels. You know me and the angels, we've been kicking it since we was knee high. I had a great dream happening. And you wake me up, and Jesus gets up already in peace and brings peace to those who needed it externally, which in fact is quiet. I'm making a distinction between peace and quiet. Peace is okay in the storm. And listen, this isn't easy to achieve. No, it's not easy to achieve. But please remember, your Lord and Savior said, greater things than you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able, for those who believe on me, I give you the power to do even greater things than I. The only way to do greater than Jesus is to find that peace that he had. Do you see? Many of us think achieving our ambitions will bring us peace. Many of us think acquisition will bring us peace. Oh, no. Let me tell you something. Don't you know Job had a type of peace? Oh, when I come forward, the voice of reason is going to keep cooking.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Poetry in motion. Try to catch on, stay close to the host. And MCs try to make the road rough, but I'm coasting. Ladies hear the rhymes, rub them on like lotion. Hit the spot soothing, can't stop moving. Go ahead, but sweating, you can bet I'm still cooling. When I entertain, it's a brainstorm. Never the same from every brain I rain on is warm. Taking a trip through memory lane, the melodies. See if you could tell if these thoughts the fallacies could do you justice. But you can't touch it. Some kid just try to bust this, but he just missed. I'm universal, much more merciful. So versatile with the style is reversible. I get away even if I say a curse or two. First, let me bust another verse for you. Your arm's too short, the box will also quit. You don't want no kind of conflict, or you'll get stripped as the rhyme is ripped. Pick up the pieces, now ain't that piece, yeah, I'm hip. Everything I said flow since my intro. I plan a thought, extend, and then grow. Holding my pen tightly, it might be controversy at first when I write be. Cause of research, don't just take it for granted. When I'm gone, my mind remains a planet. If I keep building and teach the children, so when they read it between the lines, it's filled in. A break to meditate, not a peak. Concentrate till I'm deep, awake but not asleep. At the same time, rising and advertising what is true. Keep advising you to stay wise, and I'm untouchable.
It hurts. You love your mate, but for whatever reason, your mate no longer wants to be with you. You hear those hated words, "I'm not in love with you." Or maybe your spouse thought they made it a little easier for you by saying, "I love you, but I'm not in love with you." Or maybe the things they said were blunt and hurtful, tearing you down, making it sound like it's your fault that they want to leave. You can tell them to get out of your life if that's what you want, but that's not what you want, is it? If it were, you wouldn't be watching this. You don't want your marriage to end. Neither do I. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Beam, chair of the nonprofit Marriage Helper. We don't know each other, well, at least not yet, and you're likely wondering if I can help or if I'm one of those jerks who claims they can help, but they really just want your money. Well, that's not what drives me. You see, I've been through divorce. I know what it did to my wife, my children, and me. My wife and I eventually found a way to work it out, to be in love with each other again. We remarried more than 30 years ago, and every day we're both so very happy that we did. Since then, I earned a PhD from Australia's highly respected University of Sydney. I earned my doctorate studying the causes and correlations of marital satisfaction and sexual satisfaction. And now for more than 25 years, my wife and I, and a great team of people working with us, have helped thousands of marriages. We very much want to help you with yours, no matter what shape it's in.
I just played that clip because of his voice. Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building live on KBLA Talk 1580. We on fire tonight. Relationships can be rough. They can be difficult. How do you get yourself out of the flight or fight feeling? How do you get from the sympathetic nervous system back to the parasympathetic nervous system? Relationships are designed to challenge us. You hear me say this often. Relationship is a highly reflective classroom where the biofeedback you get from your partner is your personal curriculum. Okay? The great Krishnamurti put it another way. Listen to how this works and understand that we carry some of this into relationships. What did he say? Immaturity lies in total ignorance of self. To understand yourself is the beginning of wisdom. One of our difficulties is, surely, that we want to be happy through something, through a person, through a symbol, through an idea, through virtue, through alcohol, through companionship. But happiness, if it's an inside job, you are responsible for doing what? Telling the storm within, peace, be still. Did you know you have control and command over the storm from within? Did you know that? Many people do not know that. Sometimes I'm one of those people. Sometimes I don't know, right, that I have the power to tell the storm that is raging on the inside of me to shut up and sit down somewhere. Right? Are y'all listening to me tonight? You have the power to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, right? It's very important that we listen to what I'm trying to say. When I come forward, I'm going to break this thing down. This is something I've been working on all day. I'm going to break this thing down, and then I'm going to take callers. Get to your phone lines. The VOR is ready to cook.
Make scenery, now you see I'm exhibit of knowledge that's packed and filled with nothing illiterate, it's facts I build with. My mind's untouchable, which means intangible. Contents never dance, it's understandable. I study life so I can live it the right way. No time to hear what another brother might say. Why I sell a capsule of crack, I don't have to. I rhyme and sign $1 million contracts to. Put message on record that's braced with hard bass. Smuggling microphones, this ain't Scarface. Whoever talk that talk, I'm on a whore. And don't try to escape from New York, cross 110th Street looking for a problem. There's hell up in Harlem. Watch why I solve them. I hear the music clear as I get near the 125th Street Apollo Theater. Take a step back when I rap and step up to you. I'm untouchable.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York City Mayor Eric Adams isn't saying a whole lot following last week's FBI raid of a top aide. Last Thursday, the FBI visited 2 Bronx homes of Winnie Greco, a former fundraiser for Adams, who is now his director of Asian Affairs. Adams, who is black, says he can't answer the question when asked why he thinks the feds are investigating his aides. The top lawyer for the Adams administration says there's been no indication the mayor is the target of any investigation. The Reverend Al Sharpton is in Memphis today giving the eulogy for a Shelby County jail inmate who died after what was labeled severe neglect and body insect infestations. 42-year-old Ramon McGee was taken to the hospital in January after being found unresponsive in his cell. Other inmates who died at the facility will be eulogized by Sharpton as well. The families of the inmates who filed lawsuits are being represented by black civil rights attorney Ben Crump. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
California just launched the Certified Wellness Coach profession to help your workforce meet the increased demands for youth mental health services. Learn more at cawellnesscoach.org, supported by the California Department of Health Care Access and Information.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. 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 Follow the leader.
LADWP is proud to partner with KBLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15,000 for past due water and or sewer bills and up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast. Funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more.
Hey Californians, are you ready to make your home ownership dreams come true? The California Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan Program might be for you. First-generation homebuyers can get down payment and closing cost assistance along with a first mortgage to help you unlock the door of your new home. Applications open in April, so talk to an approved lender to see if you're eligible. Find out more at calhfa.ca.gov/dream or call 877-922-5432. A message from the California Housing Finance Agency.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate justice,
climate equity,
climate resilience. By any other name, we demand environmental justice in 2024
and beyond.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
Tips to help improve your credit score in 2024. Establishing credit is an important key to achieving financial health, but building a credit history from scratch can feel challenging since you need credit to build credit. First, what does it mean to build credit? All consumers have a score between 300 and 850. You want your score to be as high as possible as lenders look at your credit score to make loan and credit decisions. A good credit score shows you have a track record of borrowing money responsibly. Remember, it's never too late to build or rebuild your credit. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen. I'll call so. Looking at I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I could on the mansion series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy. Plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. Oh, so I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah. It's the show. Yeah. It's the show. So just lay back your mind. Someday, everybody tuning in to soul. Cause he is the voice of reason, yeah.
Disappointment and disillusionment is a natural phase of any romantic relationship.
Come on, Doc.
It has to happen. And it doesn't mean something's wrong. It's just a phase. But most people, when they hit this disappointment, they say, see, this is the wrong relationship. I got to find the right one. Let me find the person that's going to love me the right way, that's going to make me feel okay, that's going to make me whole. Well, good luck. Good luck with that.
Doc, you're hurting my heart right now. You're hurting my heart. My heart can't take it. What you're basically saying is the way our thought process is set up, because for the most part, many of us are largely self-unaware. There's a gross lack of self-awareness, right? So what you're basically telling me is there is no space in relationships for human beings. Meaning, if humans are inherently flawed, I call us whips, works in progress, because we
I like that.
You see, because we have all of these stipulations and ideas and constructs and ideological framework to protect us from the wound that we inherited from the home. If we can't be the hero, while at the same time, the hero normally isn't human either, right? Except for Batman.
That's right.
Tony Stark's man. But do you see? So there's no space for the flawed experience of humanity. Man, don't make me quote my own shows, because I will. That was, of course, Dr. Alan Berger and myself. A few months back, we were doing a show, very powerful show, man. And I felt like that piece was apropos for tonight's conversation. Listen, in the realm of relationships, intimate relationships, loving relationships, the journey towards reestablishing peace and balance after enduring highly stressful situations is akin to a profound transformative process. Just as the sympathetic nervous system prepares the body for fight or flight responses in times of crisis, relationships oftentimes find themselves in a heightened state of tension and reactivity, and sometimes prolonged, right? When faced with challenges and conflicts. However, it is through the intricate dance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system that couples can navigate the path towards relationship homeostasis, returning to a state of optimal functionality, emotional equilibrium, and tranquility. The pattern of relationship dynamics following periods of intense stress mirrors the sympathetic and the parasympathetic response cycle in the human body. Just as the sympathetic nervous system triggers the stress response to prepare for potential threats, relationships may also experience heightened emotional reactivity and conflict in response to external stressors. However, as the parasympathetic system works to restore the body to a state of calm and balance, couples can also engage in a process of recovery and restoration, seeking to find equilibrium and harmony. But this is only possible if you're dealing with two people that are willing, right, to put the work in, first on themselves and then on the relationship, right? See, where there is a lack of willing, there's a lack of love. Listen to me. See, we got to stop playing with love. See, it's easy to say you love somebody, but real love is this inexhaustible spiritual conscious source that you can always pull from if it's real. How do you know it's real? You love yourself from that same source. How many of us can be self-unaware and love ourselves from the source that is synonymous with God? When see, God is synonymous with love. And I'm talking about unconditional love, not the verb-based love. Do you see how all this is tied in together? If you give me what I need, then I'll be good and I'll act right. No. See, you can't love another until you tap into the source. When I say source, I'm talking about something that is synonymous with God. Self-awareness, self-actualization, self-realization, the truth of who you are at a deeper, more substantive level. See, when you get to that point, everything that happens in your relationship is tantamount to what was happening on the boat with Jesus, right? Jesus is at peace. Everybody else is looking for the winds to quiet down. Do you see? Well, Krishnamurti says it this way. The question of whether or not, I don't want to do that. He says it this way. Immaturity lies in total ignorance of self. To understand yourself is the beginning of wisdom. Psalms 82:6. And I have said, ye are gods. Right? But ye shall die like men. Arise, O gods, and judge the earth. Do you see? There's something in you that you forgot about nurturing, right? See, once you nurture that piece of you that connects you to the divine ocean of all reality, guess what? There are no storms that you can't be at peace in. Krishnamurti says it this way. One of our difficulties is surely that we want to be happy through something, through a person, through a symbol, through an idea, through virtue, through action, through companionship. We think happiness or reality or whatever you'd like to call it can be found through something. Therefore, we feel that through action, through companionship, through certain ideas, we will find happiness. So being lonely, I want to find someone or some idea through which I can be happy. But loneliness always remains. It is ever there. If I use you for my fulfillment, for happiness, you become very important. Because it is my happiness I am concerned with. So when the mind is concerned with the idea that it can have happiness through somebody, through a thing, or through an idea, do I not make all these means transitory? Because my concern is then something else, to go further, to catch something beyond. Are you listening to what we're trying to do tonight? When I come forward, the voice of reason is going to the phone lines. I think I set the topic up well enough.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
It's never been faster or easier to be a voter. Look for your vote by mail ballot in the mail. Fill it in and drop it off at a mailbox on your way to work, on your daily walk, or when dropping the kids off at school. Save time and vote early. Make a plan to vote at plan.lavote.gov. That's plan.lavote.gov. Brought to you by the Los Angeles County Registrar.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
If you're looking for the most epic place on Earth, let's start at the base of a massive waterfall. Then trek through the thick jungle. Then climb to the peak of a snowy mountaintop. Then once you get there, keep going. Because with intelligent 4x4 and 7 drive modes and a Nissan Pathfinder, the search is the real adventure.
Available feature. Intelligent 4x4 cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
With no omega, beginning without the and so play the side or extended version. Next episode will be smooth as a Persian. Rhymes everlasting, there'll be no part 2. Knowledge is infinite. Once I start to draw a better picture for your third eye. If you're blind, you know with a mic, I'm a black Michelangelo. I'm the brother who ideas are colorful, giving them insight but giving them trouble to comprehend, cause their thoughts won't blend in. They're pretending while I'm extending. You bite like a parasite, static when you attack, but you won't strike cause you ain't no match. You need more light cause yours got dim. Then you get sparked by the Lord Rakim. What's the matter? G-check your battery. Go get charged up, then pump battle me. You try hard and die hard, you ain't never ready. When they check your pulse, you be dead as Freddy. Shoppers says for new ideas. Check your engine and action engineers to equalize it. Try to disguise it. If that don't work, yo, monetize it. You need more power, better bring battle cat. But this ain't race go, and you ain't with the jack. Don't drop the mic and jet for your toolie. You can go rhyme for rhyme till the mic stop working. Then I'ma leave you behind the iron curtain, and you'll remain backstage. The book is over, I ripped your last page, changed the ending. At least you went out rapping. Now I'ma tell him what happened. I filled the mic with explosives and lit it up. It was too heavy to hold, he couldn't pick it up. Past the mic, let him try to get paid. It hit the stage, it went off like a hammer.
I found you during a time in my life where I was going through something very similar, that when you started the 54321 financially, my husband's business, I really went on this huge spiritual journey. And what I'm finding that I'm not really sure how to handle is my husband's not on it with me. And so what's happening is there's this massive disconnect between us. He's very, he's almost becoming angry about it, like enough already. And I'm also then starting to blame when I don't see the shifts that I'm, manifesting and working on. And I'm thinking to myself, well, he's negating it and it's not shifting and the business isn't shifting because he's not on board with it with me. So do you have any advice for me on that, or just?
I do. So I have a couple follow-up questions.
Okay.
You mentioned that you went through a very similar experience that I did 11 years ago when my husband's business was starting to go under and was taking our entire life down the drain with it. The financial pressure was mind-numbing, and just getting out of bed was literally like climbing Mount Everest.
That audio was terrible. And I thought it sounded better on my phone when I sent it to Andy. I apologize. That audio was horrible. But she was saying some good stuff. But let me just do this right now. We've come full circle after coming forward. The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580. Tonight's topic, from flight or fight to relationship bliss. I've set the topic up. Now let's get the callers in here. Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, my goodness. Brother Zoe. So it's like a professor, giving us the lowdown on a lot of very complex things. I mean, this is why I love this show, because you hit it's relationships. It's the things that everyone has to deal with. So, of course, because I just keep it simple as best as I can, the brain, people, everything you're talking about is the brain. And the brain is experience dependent. So when you talk about taking care of your own brain, right, like making sure that you take care of yourself, look in the mirror, make sure that you are confident, make sure that you are, taking care of business, making sure that you're giving love to the person you want to be with, all that stuff is so important. It is everything. It's everything. Relationships are everything. But I'm saying the brain is experience dependent. So make sure, to the best of your ability, because you can't do it all the time. And if someone brings negative into your world, hey, knock that down. Knock it down. I mean, but, when you are the person trying to be in your atmosphere, bring the positive. Set the example, because every single thing that happens with your kids watching you, with family watching you, with friends watching you, is role modeling. And whatever that means with all the brain stuff that we're talking about, that's what you do. Set the example. You're not going to be perfect, and everyone doesn't want you to be perfect. They want you to be who you are. But you got to be honest, and you got to be authentic, and you got to tell people, I've made all these damn mistakes. I've screwed up 1,000,000 times, but I don't want you to do the same mistakes. So kind of listen to me, I'm not a failure, or I'm doing the best I can. I'm working towards a greater thing, but, hey, I'm being honest with you.
Man,
and that's the key.
I appreciate it, good brother. Guess what you just did?
Hey, brother, I love you. I brought Oakland in the building, and I brought, everyone in the building.
Thank you, my friend. Oakland is in the building because of Sean. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Tiffany, Atlanta, Georgia. Get in here.
Hey, Zoe. Okay, so I got 3 points that I want to make, right? The first point that I want to make is the generational conditioning behind the whole flight or fight situation, because ultimately we all know that coming up in a particular type of family, that's what you're going to be conditioned for. It's going to always be like this whole survival. The second thing I want to say is you pretty much, like when you go through that whole stage of becoming self-aware, you're going to have to literally completely break yourself all the way down and build yourself back up, and then stop lying for your mask. And what I mean by lying for your mask is that front that you put on for society, you're going to have to stop lying for it, and you're going to have to stop lying to it and just completely destroy it. And then obviously ground yourself in ways that make you happy and forget everybody else's influence of what you deem to be happiness. So whatever society is telling you that is supposed to be a journey to happiness, disregard all that and you take your own steps. And also dopamine hits go hand in hand with looking for external satisfaction.
Girl, you over here cooking. I know you called from Atlanta, but are you in the kitchen? Lord have mercy. Guess what you just did?
I just brought Atlanta in the building.
She brought the A in the building. And I want to hear the A that's in L.A. to come in the building. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. We got Shanghai, China calling. Somebody calling from China. Corey Ann, get in here.
Yes, I'm originally from the Americas. And the fight and flight, I just want to say that if you ever heard of Chris R, he's a Nobel Lewis Prize winner. They can manipulate the genes. I hate to give credit where credit is due, but they used to match people in slavery to breed based off of their genetics. And that is the same thing that we are doing. We are fighting for our life because we would not have gotten free if we did not incorporate the same colonial thing and not be separate. So freezing would just be like freezing an embryo that's 100 years or a century old and basically infertilizing a sperm that's only 2 years old. Well, you got to sperm more to have born with your egg. But do you think that by...
Hey, what happened? Our only caller from China dropped. Call back, China. Call back, China. Please call back. Listen, when we come forward, hour number 2, man, we about to keep it cooking.
I sent her back a nervous wreck and try to put her back in check. My specialty is mastering the female species. I specialize in her until she sees where I come from and why I came. I tame and train till she manifests my name. Fill her with life until she bursts with energy. To leave her restless, cause a lot of women be trying to drain us and leave us drip dry, put holes in our pocket. But you ain't that fly. I clip your wings and bring you down to earth and tell you what life is worth. When ain't rings and things that's materialistic.